tomtoc recently dropped a brand new backpack. This is the UrbanEX T77 Laptop Backpack. And while there's already a couple of bags with that UrbanEX name in their lineup, I believe that one's the T65, and there might be one other one, but this is the new T77. I know their model numbers and names can get a little confusing. Now in today's video, I'm gonna unpack all the details of the T77. I'm gonna show you the ins and outs, I'm gonna pack it out for you, and of course I'm gonna tell you what it's been like using this bag over the last couple of weeks. Now, tomtoc did send this bag out to me early so I can get it fully tested and reviewed, but all opinions are my own, and of course I'm always gonna tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly, no matter what. Now, if you're cool with all that, let's start unpacking the details of the UrbanEX T77. What's up, friends? I'm John, and this is Unpack'D. If you're new here, welcome. Come on in, baby. The water is warm. Now, tomtoc has become one of my favorite carry brands, just like period. I've been into tomtoc gear way before the YouTube game, way before I discovered that there was a whole community of bag nerds that really got into the nitty gritty of backpacks, right? Before that whole thing was even discovered. And the reason they're one of my favorite brands is because I feel like they bring a lot of value in the carry game at a more affordable price point. And don't get that confused with like cheap Amazon type stuff, because this is definitely going to be a step up from that. But there's a lot of value to be had in their bags and in their gear, and this new T77 is no exception. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw the tech specs for you up on the screen. Please feel free to give that a pause if you want to get a better look at any of those figures. I don't want to waste too much of your time bombarding you with a bunch of numbers and dimensions and all the information that's already available on the website. I want to get into the bag straight away. But as usual, there are always chapter markers down below, so if you want to come back and revisit this section, or if you want to skip ahead to a section that's more important to you, please feel free to do so. Now, when it comes to the bag's stated capacity of 32 liters, I actually do think that's pretty accurate. Now, that has not always been the case with tomtoc bags. Historically, I feel like they overstate their volume, and things that I've tested in the past always felt just a little shy of the stated capacity. So with the way this one is laid out and the generous capacity of the outside pockets and water bottle pockets and everything all combined, I do think you can get a full 32 liters out of this one. Now, with that being said, this bag is actually too big to be considered a personal item on most flights. I do think you can still get it underneath the seat in front of you. You should have no problem doing that. If you're traveling in the United States or a place where they typically don't check or measure your bags, I think you'll be fine on that department. If you're flying somewhere strict or you're looking for that specific personal item style travel bag, definitely take a look at the 26-liter version. Now, when it comes to the quality of this bag, regardless of the amount of tomtoc stuff that I already reviewed, just like every product, I give this bag a very thorough walkthrough when I unbox it. I'm looking for loose stitching, misaligned panels, misaligned stitching, and I found none of that here on the T77. I found the complete opposite. I found reinforced bar tack stitching at all the places you're going to want to see it, like the double bar tack stitching right here where your straps meet the back of the backpack, where your bottom straps meet the shoulder strap. I mean, just double bar tacked, kind of overkill kind of stitching if you ask me, but they're all signs that this bag was built with the intention to last, because I have used some cheaper $40 backpacks, and I can tell you that that's stuff that you will not see on those. Those are made to last you a couple of trips and then be replaced. This one was definitely built with the intention of lasting. So when I took a look at the marketing for the T77, tomtoc is really pitching this as a business travel backpack. And I can definitely see that in the aesthetics. It has a modern, clean, kind of techie vibe to it. And it only being available in black currently, I don't know if colors are planned, but the only solid black color, there are no other accents. It has a real professional vibe for it. I carried this bag myself into a professional setting. It's gonna blend in just fine. And this bag is kind of meant to be that travel backpack, but also the backpack that you can bring into that business meeting once you get to your destination. And that's why they're pitching this as the UrbanEX Laptop Backpack. That's actually in the name. So this is kind of meant to be that one do-all bag for your business trip. Jumping into the exterior of this bag, the primary material is going to be a 400D recycled polyester. And this has become one of my favorite fabrics from tomtoc because it's really resistant to dust, pet hair, and is going to provide you with some adequate water resistance. I love this material so much, and I have it also in the T37 crossbody sling and also the T33 chest bag. Now either one of these are going to be a great travel companion to the T77. I have video reviews already on these, links in the description if you want to check those out as well. But this fabric is really nice. It's soft, it's smooth, it has a beautiful ripstop pattern in it. Not quite sure if the camera will really pick it up, but it's got a nice kind of ripstop pattern, and that's going to help you stop the bag from spreading any rips or tears like that. It's a really durable fabric. It's a 400 denier. So what I've noticed, that consumer backpacks that you would find like in Walmart and Target and on the shelves are typically anywhere between 100 and 200 denier. This one being a 400 denier recycled polyester is going to make this extremely durable, and it should hold up very well for many trips to come. Now, while we're on the subject of materials, the other hardware on this bag is going to be YKK zippers for all the compartments and Duraflex plastic components throughout the bag. Now, if you're just a normal person and don't know what all that is and you're not the bag nerd that I am, YKK zippers are regarded to be some of the best zippers in the game, and Duraflex plastic hardware is very popular in higher end goods because of their durability. So tomtoc using Duraflex, YKK are all going to be great signs of quality and durability. Now down at the bottom, we are going to have a little bit of branding. It is the tomtoc T. I am a big fan of the new style branding that they moved to in the last year and a half or so, because before they used to blast the word tomtoc like in a white against the back black. So I like that it's black, and I like that it blends in, and I can live with just the T down at the bottom. You have counter pulls on each side to help you get into the main compartment. The bag is equipped with 2 water bottle pockets, 1 on each side, and it does have a little bit of elastic sewn into the side here. It's going to give you some expansion, so keeps the pocket flush when you're not using it, and it allows it to expand when you want to shove that 32-ounce Nalgene, which will fit in this pocket. And I'll demonstrate that for you once we get to the loadout section. Like all travel bags should, this bag is equipped with 2 carry handles. You have one along the side right here, and you also have one along the top. Now there is a little bit of padding in there. It's not just some simple webbing, so it is going to give you a little bit of comfort. But overall, they're a great size, but I think they're more for helping pull your bag in and out of the overhead bin, in and out from the seat in front of you, or getting in and out of the trunk of your car. I think they're more for that use case rather than carrying the bag by the handles themselves. All the zippers on this bag are regular reverse coil YKK zippers, so what that means for you is you're going to get a smooth zip every single time. The downside is, since there is no PU coating, there is no aqua guard, it's going to be a little bit more susceptible to water intrusion should you get caught in the rain. Now tomtoc says this bag in general is splash proof, and I do believe that because the zippers are vulnerable and this material itself isn't the most water resistant. So I agree with their overall assessment that this is going to be splash proof. So something to keep in mind if you travel frequently, or you know you're traveling into an area that is susceptible to heavy downpours. So the bottom of the bag is slightly padded, and depending on how you pack it out, it will kind of stand up on its own, but it's cut at an angle, and it kind of has this Michael Jackson smooth criminal lean into it. And what I've noticed, especially once you start taking items out of your bag, that more times than not, this bag is eventually going to fall over. So this is definitely going to be a leaner, and a bag that you are probably going to want to lean against a wall or lean against something. If not, it's going to end up on its face. Now, one cool thing on the bottom of this bag is that tomtoc is using an 840D version of that recycled polyester. So it's double the denier of what you have on the main material, so it's going to give you some extra durability, some extra abrasion resistance down at the bottom, because since that is the most highly contacted point of the bag, it's nice to see that they gave you some extra durable material along the bottom. Now once you get to the back panel of the bag, you're going to notice these chonkalicious contoured straps. They're plenty wide, they're decently padded, they're not overly padded, and they're actually very comfortable. They're using EVA foam in the straps and also in the back panel. Now why does that matter, EVA foam? So EVA foam is a little bit more of a durable foam. It's going to retain that stiffness to it, so it's not going to lose its compression. It's not going to lose this kind of sponginess over time. It's not going to flatten out on you. It's going to go back to where it was no matter how many times you use this bag. So it's a high quality foam, the EVA foam. And underneath these shoulder straps, you do have some air mesh that's going to be the same on the back panel to give you a little bit of breathability. On the shoulder straps themselves, you have 2 webbing loops to attach traditional gear or hang your sunglasses. You do have an adjustable sternum strap, but it is not removable. It is on a rail system, so it makes it super easy to make micro adjustments as you're wearing the bag. But in my experience, that if these rail kind of sternum straps ever pop off, they're just a pain in the ass to get back on. And sometimes they may never go back on. So with this being not removable, you're stuck with the sternum strap whether you use one or not. Now all the webbing on this bag, including the sternum strap and down at the adjustment straps here, do have some elastic loops there to help keep all the dangle managed, so you're not gonna have all these straps flying around anywhere. Now underneath the shoulder straps themselves, you have plenty of padding underneath. It is that EVA foam, but plenty of padding makes this bag very comfortable. And of course right here, you'll see this nice smooth seatbelt style webbing. That is going to be your luggage pass-through. So if you want to accompany your roller with this bag, you'll be able to slide that right over to the handle without any issue. Now getting into the pocket in this bag is very interesting because this is positioned as a 32-liter travel backpack, and it's very close to the very popular tomtoc T76, the regular version and the lightweight. It comes in a 40-liter and a 28-liter. So the difference between the T77 and the very popular T66, that one's more like a duffel bag, big open areas and a lot less organization. And you're gonna have a little bit more organization here on the T77. In my opinion, is the perfect balance of organization. There are not a ton of small pockets, but there's some decent pockets here that have a pretty good amount of volume, which you're gonna see once we load the bag out. But up front, you have 2 zip pockets. Now this bottom pocket is a little bit smaller. It does have a little bit of volume. The only organization in this pocket is going to be the actual key leash itself. So with this bottom pocket being on the front, you are going to have a quicker access to it, but it's a little bit smaller. So I put items in there that I didn't need to access that often, maybe once a day. So I had my small dental kit here that I left in there. And then also my Ikigai vitamin case that has my allergy meds and my vitamins in there. And as well, I would clip my keys to the key loop. Now the key loop is nice and long, so if you wanted to open your door, unlock your car, you don't have to detach it from the loop itself. And them using nice aluminum hardware makes it feel a little bit premium. But you have a decent amount of volume in there, and all those things fit in there with no problem. So the top pocket is a lot larger and has a lot more volume. It actually runs from the bottom of this pocket all the way past the zipper up into this area here, so you can stuff items all the way up into here. Now inside this pocket, you do only have 2 drop-ins in there, and again, that's just a great blend of simple organization. I don't have a lot of pin loops and things of that nature, just kind of larger areas to put your gear. And outside of that, you do have a big pocket that has lots of volume. Because of this pocket's location and overall general size, I put items in there that I wanted to access a little bit more quicker and a little bit more frequently than once a day. So my quicker access items in there, and for me that meant my field notes notebook would go in there. I would actually put my pen in there in that drop-in as well. Because of the generous volume in that pocket, I was actually able to keep my portable power bank in there with my notebook and pen. And right now, I'm actually using the INIU P50 portable charger. Now I wanted to talk a little bit about this charger because I think it's actually pretty freaking cool and one of the best chargers I've been using lately. It is 10,000 milliamps of power, which means I can charge my iPhone at least 1.5 times. It has 3 ports of output, 2 USB-C and 1 USB-A, so you can charge 3 devices at once. But the super cool thing about this charger, it actually outputs 45 watts of power, so you can charge your iPhone incredibly fast. Now, the 2 things that really impressed me the most are the overall size of this guy. It is about the size of a pager. So now, according to my YouTube analytics, most of the people watching this video actually probably have owned a pager or a beeper, so it's going to be about that size. Another cool thing about this charger is the lanyard that it comes with is actually the charging cable. It's a USB-C charging cable. So when you plug this in, you're going to get that digital display output so you can see how much charge is left in your battery bank, and then you have your cord there, and you can easily put it away so you always have a cord on you. So super cool, super portable, and it easily fit in that pocket with my notebook. And then the drop-in next door, I added another charging solution in case I needed more charging options. I have my Anker 3-in-1 portable charger. You can charge your phone, you can charge your AirPods, and you can charge your Apple Watch all in one, the Anker UFO. I never ever travel without the UFO, and it fits into the drop-in with no issue. Now, because of the size of this pocket, you can actually fit a whole set of over-the-ear headphones. I have my Sony XM6s that will fit into this pocket as well. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it is a little snug, but they will fit down in there, so you can easily grab them when you need them on the go. Now, if these two pockets up front aren't enough quick access, you do have another one along the top. This is a little bit of a smaller, thinner pocket, and it is like felt lined. So it is gonna be a great place to store your sunglasses or things you need even quicker access to. So hand sanitizer, chapstick, even my Wuben G5 Flashlight, always travel with the flashlight, will fit in there no problem. And of course, your set of sunglasses will fit in there with all those items. So when you get into this bag's interior, you have this beautiful gray ripstop lining all on the inside of this bag. Now this bag is complete full clamshell, so it's gonna open up all the way, but I really like the choice of having a contrasting color. This light gray is nice because it's easier to spot your gear on the inside. Now, one thing I saw immediately when I looked at the interior of this bag for the first time, and I noticed this pocket on the side. Now, not only is it cool to have an internal pocket here, but look at this navy blue color. Tomtoc, where has this color been? I haven't seen it on any of the gear, and why don't we have any bags in this gorgeous navy blue? Holler at me, let's collab. Let's make a Unpack'D version where we use this navy on the outside and have gray and black accents throughout the bag. I really would like to see something made in that navy. It's a nice pop of color as well. Now, besides that side pocket, you have nothing else here on the bottom. And of course, on the other side, you do have one pocket down at the bottom, and then you have a stretchy mesh pocket along the top here. Now, this big cavity is what makes this a great travel bag. And I like the fact that there isn't a lot of smaller pockets and things to take up room, because it just allows you to pack all your stuff that you need without having to worry about all those little pockets. So my typical travel setup is the Peak Design medium packing cube. In here, I have 3 sets of pants and 4 t-shirts, and that fits easily down at the bottom of this bag. Now up top, I have the small Peak Design packing cube, and in here I have 5 sets of underwears and 5 sets of socks, and that fits beautifully at the top. And I still have room. I have about 1 inch or 2 inches of room left in this bag. Now this is a 32 liter. Now I have my Gravel Slim toiletry kit, will fit right in there with no problem. Look at all the room and space I still have. Now when it comes to the 2 pockets on this flap, this bottom one is actually gusseted, so it actually has some expansion to it. That's actually where I kept my little boo-boo kit. I have like aspirin, band-aids, things of that nature in this little slim stubby from D-Made, would go right into that pocket right there. And then this top pocket is a great place to keep your wallet or your passport. Now I have my Wayfinder passport wallet, and then I have my Wayfinder billfold wallet as well. Now I know what you're thinking, why would you keep your wallet in the inside of your bag? Couldn't you get pickpocketed? Couldn't somebody get into your bag? Well, one thing about these zippers on the main compartment, and I'll zip this up for you here, is they're actually lockable. Not only just the main compartment, but the actual laptop compartment itself is actually lockable too. So you can just put these zippers together and you can run a small lock or a carabiner through them. So you actually just put these 2 zippers together, they have holes in them, and you can lock them with a small little lock that you can pick up like on Amazon, like one of these little luggage locks. Or you can actually do what I do and use a locking carabiner from Nite Ize. Now I'll link these in the description like I do everything else. These little locking carabiners would easily go through the hole, and then you twist the knob to lock it. So it's a 2-part thing. Somebody would have to unlock the carabiner to get it open, and then actually undo the carabiner. So as you can see, it's not something that you can easily do on the fly. The reason I prefer the locking carabiner method is because you don't have to worry about keys and another thing to get lost. So this is a great way to lock up your bag without having an extra set of keys. And again, so the main compartment and the laptop compartment are actually going to be lockable. So once you get into the laptop compartment itself, it is going to be full clamshell, just like the Tomtoc T76, the regular version and the lightweight version. On this side here, you have your laptop compartment, and you have a place for your tablet, papers, anything like that. And on this side, you have another small zipper compartment to put chargers, cables, and things like that. I love to see that they're using that splash of navy color again here. Now this is nicely padded. Both the laptop and the tablet sleeve have a good amount of padding. The laptop compartment is suspended off the bottom, but not by much. So I would still be cautious when you put this bag down. I wouldn't slam it. Like I said, it is suspended, but barely. Now, one thing that carried over from the T76 is you're actually able to get into the main compartment from the laptop compartment. So I don't know why this is useful, especially on a full clamshell backpack, because you already can open up the front completely. So if you pack something in the backside and don't want to dig through it from the front, fear not, you can access it through the laptop compartment. Now, this is a feature that I don't particularly find useful, but your mileage may vary. Now, when it comes to the laptop sleeve, you have more of that felt material, very plush, very nice. So it's going to keep your device from getting scratched. So I have here my 16-inch Woodbook Pro. It's the same dimensions as a MacBook Pro, 16-inch, and it easily fits into this laptop compartment. And that goes the same for my 10-inch iPad. No problem getting into the tablet sleeve as well. Now it does have this Velcro sleeve here to latch your compartment closed. But one thing that I noticed is that this bottom Velcro piece is too far up. So if you match it up with the Velcro of the little flap here, you match it up directly there, you have a lot of wiggle room. So it still allows your device to come all the way up and out. I don't know if this is a mistake or a quality issue potentially, but they would have to move this Velcro piece all the way down to make this tight and give it some actual, secure protection there. So you have about a ½ inch to an inch of overlap where I guess they sewed this up a little too high. So lastly, across from the laptop section, you have another pocket that I think is meant for your laptop charger, bricks and cables and stuff like that. Typically, I'm not a fan of this style of compartment because when you sandwich your bag together, all the charging bricks and cables and everything is pushing into your devices. It's okay in this scenario, I think, because you have decent padding here and padding here on the laptop and tablet sleeve that is going to provide a well enough buffer between your charging bricks and your devices. So while I don't typically like that, I didn't think it was a real big issue here. So even though this is a relatively flat pocket, there's plenty of space to put your bulkier MacBook Pro charger bricks like I have there. I have my 65-watt Ugreen charger and of course my MacBook cable, another USB-C cable if I need it, and of course the cable for my Anchor UFO, so I can use that once I get to my accommodation. Now that this bag's fully loaded, these water bottle pockets are still pretty useful. I can fit my 26-ounce Yeti Rambler in there. I like that it goes down and it keeps the bottle secure. Now it does push into the main compartment some, so it makes this pretty tight. It is tight, but the bottle will still fit. Now when it comes to this bag's comfort, especially when it's fully loaded on, I think that tomtoc straps and harnesses are highly underrated and usually slept on. Now I know in my reviews that I typically comment on how comfortable these bags are, but I can't stress to you enough the back panel padding, the wideness of the straps, the EVA foam, all that contributes to the comfort. So for me personally, carrying it fully loaded for travel, excellent in the comfort department. And when I was using this bag as an EDC, it even carried a little bit better as a lighter bag. Now I know comfort is subjective and it will be different for everybody depending on your body type, but everything that I've tested from tomtoc, everything from their smaller vent pack all the way up to their larger 40-liter travel T76 backpack have been generally comfortable. And I really do feel like the T77 falls in line as far as comfort with those other bags. Now I've really enjoyed using the tomtoc T77, and when this is all said and done, this may end up being my favorite tomtoc bag in general. Now some of the things I really appreciated on this bag more than some of the other bags that I've tried from the brand is going to be the organization. So with these pockets here being quick access and also still having my quick access pocket up top, I just felt like that there was plenty of places to get to my gear when I needed to and in a timely manner over something like the T66 where it's more like a duffel, more larger, more open areas and more meant for specifically for travel. And this one being a blend of a hybrid business travel backpack, I really did appreciate the additional organization on this model compared to some of the other ones from tomtoc. So second for me is going to be the overall comfort of this bag. Like I was talking about in the comfort section, I feel like tomtoc is often slept on, or at least I don't hear their name in the conversation of comfortable travel bags. Now this is the 32 liter, so you can potentially load it up and it become a heavier bag. And I am happy to report that it wasn't a chore, it wasn't a pain to carry this bag. And like I say in almost every one of my single travel backpack review videos, if it's not comfortable, you won't even carry it, and at that point it would be a waste of money. So not a waste of money here. And lastly, the quality build and material choice in this bag is going to be one of the things that I really liked the most. This 400D recycled polyester, being pet hair resistant because I do have 5 dogs, so that alone is huge for me. And when I do get a dusty dog print on the front of this bag, it can easily be cleaned because of the choice of material. So the choice of adding the 840D down at the bottom at the high contact point, again, great. So overall, I really do feel like this bag was built to last, and you can feel that in the material and the quality of the build. Now, when it comes to things that I disliked about the T77, I really only had one real gripe with the bag. There's a couple of things that I wish I could change about the bag, but the one thing I disliked about the bag is the way the bottom panel is cut, and it had this smooth criminal Michael Jackson lean to the bag. And like I mentioned earlier in the video, more times than not, this bag would end up on its face. So it's just something I had to get used to, that I had to lean this bag anywhere I put it or hang it up by the strap. Now, I've had bags like this before. My GR2 from GoRuck, I mean, it literally would just face plant every single time you would put it down. So it's not something that I'm not used to dealing with. I think if they were to square off the bottom just a bit more, it would make the overall user experience a little bit better. When you set this bag down, you don't have to worry about it going forward every single time. Now, one thing I wish was added to this backpack, or maybe they could add in a future iteration, would be a security pocket on the back panel for like your wallet or your passport. Now, I know you do have those lockable compartments and you can store your stuff in there, and that's what I did, but I think it would have been a nice touch to have something here along the back panel, especially since the foam is really wide and this is a bigger bag. I think that there would be room to add one. Obviously, I'm not a backpack designer, so I don't know how feasible that is, but I would have liked to seen a smaller quick access pocket here for your passport or your wallet. That would have been a nice little touch. So while the target audience for this backpack is that business traveler due to the clean aesthetic and kind of techie aesthetic, I think that this would make a great travel backpack for any kind of traveler, whether you're taking an overnight trip or a longer trip where you can go for the 32 or the 26 liter. I think that this is a great option. It has all the things that I want to see in a great travel backpack. It has a luggage pass-through, big clamshell opening, some organization, but not a lot of organization. You have dual zips along the main, YKK zippers, super smooth, lockable zippers. A lot of features here in a travel backpack that I think would work across the board, not just with business travelers. Now, I also think that this is going to be a great option for somebody who needs a little bit more organization. While the T66 is very popular, it is very duffel style, very open, a lot less organization, a lot less pockets. While the pocketing is great on that backpack, if you need a little bit more, I think that the T77 is going to be a nice alternative to that one as well. All in all, I think it checks many of the boxes that you're going to need in a travel backpack. But of course, I want to know what you think of the tomtoc T77. Let me know what you think of that smooth criminal lean. Is it just me? Am I being too picky? What do you think about the overall look, the techie aesthetic, or the business traveler marketing of the bag? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you have any more questions about the tomtoc T77 UrbanEX, definitely ask them down below. The goal of this channel is to always help you find the right gear for you. So if you want to know how something fits or what experience I had with a particular section of the bag, ask your questions down below. I respond to every single one. If you made it this far in this video, thank you so much for sticking around to the end. Special thank you to tomtoc for sending out the T77 for me to test and review. Now, if you liked this video or you found any value in today's video, please consider hitting like and subscribe, as that directly supports me and the channel. And I really do hope you subscribe so I can see you on my next review.